Both visiting and residing in New York City is enjoyable. There are several areas you should avoid while visiting, just like in every metropolis. In New York City, certain areas are riskier than others. Which areas of New York City are the riskiest? You should avoid going to a lot of places if at all possible. What are they? Let's begin on the list.
Number 10. Tremont. Tremont. One of the poorest neighborhoods in New York City is Tremont. Due to its long history of crime, the Bronx has a reputation as one of the less desirable areas of New York, becoming a victim or roughly 1 in 35. While the overall crime rate is roughly 2,898 per 100,000 people, the average violent crime rate is about 1,223 per 100,000. When traveling around Tremont, it's critical to be aware of your surroundings in order to prevent being a victim at any time of the day. Number 9. Bushwick. Even though Bushwick is possibly the least hazardous neighborhood on this list, it blends in with the others. This region in Brooklyn has existed since the 1800s. With the help of your people and the more reasonable cost of living in New York, it has quietly rebuilt itself over the years. However, the city's crime rate continues to be among the highest. Number 8. Highbridge. Another neighborhood in the Bronx is called Highbridge. Even though tourists are not permitted in the neighborhood, it is a popular area with several coffee shops and places from well-known movies that attract many visitors. But it's also one of New York's poorest neighborhoods. The main causes of conflict in this neighborhood are street and drug crimes. Number 7. Fordham. Despite Fordham's tiny size, the assault rate in this Bronx community is approximately 5 times higher than the national average. There is a distinct police force for the area's north and south sides. You should avoid wandering alone at night around Fordham. We'll see what happens in the future as its crime rate has not decreased over the years. Number 6. Downtown. Downtown in New York City has one of the lowest populations, but its crime rate is more than 400% greater than the national average. This neighborhood is not very dangerous in terms of burglaries or homicides. Significantly, property crime makes up a bigger percentage of overall crime than violent crime does. In this neighborhood, there is a 1 in 8 chance that you will become a victim of crime. Number 5. Mott Haven. This neighborhood is making an effort to get past its awful past, but it is failing. Particularly because it is one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the Bronx. There are too many treatment centers and patrol police to effectively combat crime. It shows that the rate of violent crime has increased to be 360% greater than the average for the country. In this neighborhood, it is not advised to go out alone at night. Number 4. Hunts Point. Hunts Point was regarded as one of the Bronx's riskiest neighborhoods. The prevalence of crime and drug use in this area has a negative reputation. In addition, it has recently continued to be in poor condition, with falling tenements, terrible vibes, and dangerous hotspots. There are about 23,000 people living in Hunts Point, where the crime rate is 55% higher than the national average. Number 3. Bedford. Rich in history, but not nearly enough to drown out the murders in this region. It had a long history of violence and was known as America's biggest ghetto in the 1960s and 1970s. However, the community has undergone significant change, increasing the safety of its residents. Bedford has one of the highest crime rates with 2,548 offenses per 100,000 residents. Number 2. Midtown. Even though Midtown is one of the best places to visit, it is also one of the most hazardous neighborhoods in New York. It's probable that the same thing that draws tourists to this popular tourist spot also draws criminals because of its many attractions. In addition to Times Square and Central Park, there are muggers and pickpockets in the neighborhood. Before we reveal the number 1 spot, comment your thoughts on this list and don't forget to like and subscribe. And number 1. Brownsville. Brownsville has more drug-related deaths, murders, and homicides than any other city in New York. The lowest life expectancy and highest infant mortality. This is as a result of the severe violence it encounters. Surprisingly, despite being ludicrous, this result shows a decline. Previously, Brownsville was the murder center of New York. It should come as no surprise that this location has been classified as both dangerous and lethal.